Cronkite News, how the city of Phoenix is trying to give its citizens access to healthier food options and where they're going to get it.
Also, the FBI says an attack on the White House lawn was thwarted right before disaster. The alleged plan and how it was stopped, coming up soon.
And the D-backs are celebrating their 25th anniversary since their last World Series win. Find out what some of the old snakes are doing today, tonight on Cronkite News. Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Harry Kasef.
And I'm Nico Lihaki, and thank you for joining us.
Whether it's at the kitchen table or a local restaurant, food is essential for all of us. But getting affordable, accessible, healthy food isn't always easy.
The city of Phoenix just released a 2030 food action, which plans to tackle some of those healthy food challenges. Reporter Sophia Toro is at the touchscreen to break down what the plan could mean for your next grocery run.
Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego and the Phoenix City Council has recently adopted the 2030 Food Action Plan. This is a 5-year plan designed to improve access to healthy, affordable food. The plan is for all residents, but will benefit food deserts, support urban agriculture, and reduce food waste. The effort comes as food access remains a challenge across the city. According to city data, nearly half of Phoenix residents live within a food desert, meaning they have limited access to fresh and affordable food options. Adrienne Udarby, Executive Director of Pinnacle Prevention, a nonprofit that helped shape the Food Action Plan, says residents are feeling the impact of rising food costs.
I think is definitely heightened in this moment as we've seen cuts to SNAP benefits happen for folks. So folks are, and all of this is happening amid rising food costs. So folks are really trying to stretch their food dollars. They may not have a point of food access in their local neighborhoods. They may not have transportation. And if they do have something in their neighborhoods, it might not always be the healthiest options.
To help address those challenges, the plan focuses on specifics, like offering gardening classes to help residents grow their own food, offering nutrition and cooking classes, and working with schools to reduce food waste. More than 2,300 residents help shape the 2030 Food Action Plan, and you can follow its progress through public dashboards and reports released over the next 5 years. At the touchscreen, Sophia Toro, Cronkite News.
Now to northern Arizona, where 2 fires are burning right now.
And according to fire officials, they have burned nearly 2,000 acres. The Dellenbaugh fire, which is currently threatening Grand Canyon structures, has burned around 500 acres and is currently 0% contained. The Rock Canyon fire near Highway 89 is at around 100 acres burned and at 0% containment. Both fires were caused by lightning storms. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump criticized Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu today over Israel's strikes on Lebanon.
The president called last weekend's attack, quote, vicious. The president's comments come after the U.S. reached a peace agreement with Iran, but that deal almost fell through when Israel launched strikes on Lebanon. Today, the president also said the prime minister should be, quote, more responsible.
Without me, there would be no Israel, because no other president was willing to do what I did. I've had a great relationship with Bibi, but now Bibi has to be more responsible with respect to Lebanon.
The president says the full text of the Iran agreement will be released in the next few days. The FBI says it stopped an attack on the White House on Sunday, leading to the arrest of several people.
The attackers had plans to jumpstart a revolution in the U.S., according to authorities. Officials say the attack was to take place at the UFC event on the White House lawn. They allegedly planned to fly drones with explosives into nearby buildings. The FBI learned about the threats days before the UFC event via group chats. 2 men have been arrested in connection with the alleged plot. And the governor of California says he and his wife are being investigated by the Department of Justice.
Governor Gavin Newsom also says that President Trump is weaponizing the DOJ against him for political reasons. Take a listen.
In recent days, federal agents have knocked on the doors of family, friends, and former employees. Not because they found a crime, because they're simply trying to find one. They're demanding records. They're abusing the grand jury process, digging through years and years of random documents.
The Justice Department has not commented on the reported investigation, But according to CNN, the DOJ has opened a probe into Governor Newsom's wife.
Coming up next, with the rise of AI, questions over how healthcare will change have risen.
That's right, and skeptics are wondering if implementing those changes is good or a bad idea.
I think that's really the only way to safely deploy AI in the health space is with humans in the loop and with experts in the loop.
What officials are saying about the complex issue, coming up next on Cronkite News.
Plus, more monsoons, a dip in the heat. Find out what type of weather we can expect in the coming days next on Cronkite News.
This is where Cronkite can be creative.
You meet so many new people who are on different communities, and when you do that, you're able to network not only, but also get to engage, talk to people, and make life friends.
I think that definitely surprised me, the community that I would find, because I wasn't really expecting it.
Freedom.
Friendly. Nice. I'd say cozy.
As a teacher, you just want to reach people. You want to make a difference. You want to help them. I have an opportunity to do something I never imagined I would be able to do. Go out and build the best biology class the world has ever seen. When you go into Dreamscape Learn, you put on a set of goggles and you can go anywhere. You can be anyone and do anything. The thing about Arizona State University is they're always thinking about what's next. We can create virtual reality experiences so that you can learn by exploring in a virtual world the way that scientists explore in the real world. And kids can feel that. All these emotions are what help the brain encode information. When I see a student come out of VR, the look on their face is nothing like I've ever seen when I finish a lecture. They look so happy to be there. In that moment, you know that you've reached them.
Welcome back. In more ways than one, AI is transforming how patients receive medical treatment. Reporter Will Mahan takes a closer look at some of the breakthroughs in virtual trauma care and drug prescriptions.
At Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory, researchers use an ultrasound scan of my arm to project my muscles, bones, and other anatomical structures into an AR headset.
And now if you wiggle your fingers.
What we'd really be using this for is looking at areas that might have undergone trauma, have internal bleeding, or potentially a collapsed lung in your thorax.
The system combines AI and augmented reality. Researchers say the goal isn't to replace doctors. It's to help them deliver care in places where specialists might not be available. But many fear losing access to their doctor. Researchers at APL know that's a concern. I think that's really the only way to safely deploy AI in the health space is with humans in the loop and with experts in the loop. But some lawmakers envision a much larger role for artificial intelligence in healthcare. Arizona Congressman David Schweikert sees AI as a way to address rising costs.
We're going to have to adopt technology to lower the cost of delivering healthcare and increase accessibility to everyone.
Schweikert's Healthy Technology Act would allow artificial intelligence and machine learning systems to prescribe some medications with FDA approval. The proposal has drawn sharp criticism from doctors. The American College of Physicians has warned Congress that letting AI prescribe drugs could put patients at risk.
Unfortunately, this bill really puts the cart before the horse in any number of ways. What ACP wants to see before we even entertain, a bill like this would be more research, more transparency, and a regulatory framework that is able to keep up with evolving technology.
Schweikert says concerns are greatly exaggerated.
Before COVID, the same group said no one's going to use telehealth. Turns out grandma could work telehealth just fine.
But some AI policy experts say that the comparison is misguided.
I think that's kind of comparable to comparing driving a Prius to driving like a NASCAR.
As AI becomes more common in healthcare, the debate is no longer whether the technology will be used, but how much responsibility it should have. From Washington, I'm Will Mahan.
Schweikert's Healthy Technology Act was sent to the House Energy Committee, but has not yet advanced.
A new report from The Guardian shows that TikTok videos about mental health may not be the best media to consume on the topic. The research shows that over half of videos with the hashtag mental health tips contain misinformation. TikTok tells People magazine that it worked with the World Health Organization to promote reliable information and removes misinformation when it's reported.
Turning now to the weather, this year's monsoon has already left its impact through scattered showers around the valley. But could we be in store for record temps this week? Paloma Rochelle joins us now from the Cronkite Weather Center with our forecast.
Thank you, guys. Starting off with the day, today the sun is bright, just like my dress. And for the evening for today, 109 degrees, 107 degrees, slowly decline. Unfortunately, the sun is going down, but the temperatures are not. And we are with 101 degrees at 10 p.m. Unfortunately, you will not give a break to your AC for today. And waking up temperatures in the valley, 86 degrees, Tucson 75, much cooler temperatures up north in the valley of Grand Canyon, 52 degrees. As for high temperatures, again, not leaving the triple digits in the valley, 109 degrees, Tucson 101 degrees, Grand Canyon 87 degrees. It will be hot for tomorrow, so make sure you drink plenty of water. And for the 8-day forecast, again for tomorrow, 109 degrees, the lowest temperature is almost 90 degrees, and this will continue throughout the rest of the week. Look at that Wednesday for next week, 113 degrees. Try to avoid any outdoor activities specifically for Wednesday, since it will be hot. Wear your sunscreen and drink plenty of water. I'm Paloma Rochelle from the Cronkite Weather Center.
You've heard of a volcano and you've heard of a tornado, but have you heard of a vornado? A vornado happens when a tornado-like vortex spins right next to lava, and that's just what happened this week in Hawaii, when the famous Kilauea volcano began erupting. The vornado sent ash and dust flying into the air, but no reports of any injuries. Kilauea remains one of the world's most active volcanoes and has been erupting periodically since 2024.
Coming up next, a crowd of protesters gathered outside a World Cup match.
It's not about just, nuclear. It's not about oil. It's about human lives that are being destroyed.
Are choosing to fly a different flag. And why some Iranians are upset and what item FIFA has banned from the games. Coming up on Cronkite News.
People have always had trouble trying to put me into a box. A professor, suit and tie is just not me. Without the ocean, I don't know what I would do. You know, the ocean's always been there for me. As Hawaiian people, we believe that the coral is the first living being to come out of the darkness. It's the foundation of our entire lifestyle, and that's what my research is about. What we do is we take photographs of the reef over long periods of time to create models that can tell us what the planet is doing. If we go deaf to what the Earth is telling us, then we'll never be able to live in harmony. If I can get my students excited about protecting the ocean, then they're the ones who are gonna really make the difference. I hope my students realize that I'm not trying to prepare them for something in the distant future. Their time is now at Arizona State University.
Innovation at the Walter Cronkite School is pushing the boundaries of traditional journalism.
Storytelling has evolved over the years. This is part of that evolution.
Students in the Innovation and Entrepreneurship Lab are using emerging technology to create scenes in augmented and virtual reality, coding playable games, and bringing the audience into the story.
They're only limited by their imagination and their willingness to learn.
Find out more at cronkite.asu.edu.
Welcome to the Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Jordan Talley. We begin tonight with the World Cup. Iran faced off against New Zealand at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. And while there were many fans in attendance, outside of SoFi Stadium, the match was met with protesters waving pre-revolutionary flags.
It's not about just, nuclear. It's not about oil. It's about human lives that are being destroyed.
Los Angeles is home to the largest Iranian community outside of Iran. Many protesters carried red and green flags with a golden lion and a sun in the middle. This was Iran's official flag until 1979, when the current Islamic regime gained power. However, FIFA has banned the flag from inside any World Cup event. As for last night's match, it ended in a draw 2-2. Back here in Arizona, the Diamondbacks have spent this year celebrating the 25th anniversary of the 2001 World Series title, the only major men's sports championship in our state. Our Jacob Brooks sat down with former manager and player to get their perspectives on the anniversary of their historic ring.
The 2001 Arizona Diamondbacks were a calculated risk.
They were able to get a bunch of us to come in as free agents, players in trades, and put a unique bunch of guys together that were all veteran players, knew how to play the game the right way.
To lead that veteran group, Arizona took an unconventional gamble, bringing Bob Brenly down from the broadcast booth and into the dugout to become a first-time manager.
All the geniuses around baseball were saying, they're too old, they won't last a whole season, they're going to have injury problems. And from what I saw up here in the booth, I thought it was a team that was ready to win.
The new-look D-backs gelled quickly and pushed all their chips to the middle of the diamond in a hunt for baseball's biggest jackpot.
We were all different players, we were all with different organizations, but when we walked through that door, we were one.
It was just an ideal, unique group of individuals that had one goal in mind, and they weren't going to be denied.
Brenly was right as the Diamondbacks stormed their way to the 2001 World Series, where they traded blows with the three-time defending champion New York Yankees to set up a do-or-die Game 7.
I couldn't close my eyes, so it was probably about, 4 o'clock in the morning. I finally climbed out of bed, went out on the patio, sat on a lawn chair looking up at the stars and the moon, and said a prayer to the baseball gods. I said, listen, not for me, but for the Mike Morgans and Bobby Witts and RJ and Schill and all of these veteran players. let them have this, you know?
And in the biggest possible moment, one of those trusty veterans got the chance to answer his manager's prayer.
The chance of a lifetime for Luis Gonzalez. 2-2, bottom of the ninth. Game 7 of the World Series, bases loaded.
The first thing actually as I was walking to the plate was this is something that, you kind of dream about as a little kid. You always play the scenario, in your backyard or with your buddies, Game 7, bottom of the ninth, and then you actually find yourself in that moment. It was very surreal.
Floater, center field, the Diamondbacks are world champions.
When I was a kid, I dreamed about hitting a home run. In reality, I'll take the bloop single to get the game winner.
I just started jumping, just bouncing up and down, up and down, up and down. And when I see the videos, I look like an idiot, but there's no way to prepare for that. And when it happened, it was all natural. It all just came out like you winning the Little League championship and we're going to Chuck E. Cheese. That's what it felt like.
Now celebrating their 25th anniversary, that 01 squad shares a special connection that stood the test of time.
We love each other. I mean, it's a bond and a brotherhood that we'll have that no one could ever take away from us.
And been embraced by the Arizona community.
Here we are 25 years later, and fans still recognize us, and the community and everybody still rallies around us whenever we do anything.
Everywhere I went, people were coming up, oh, we love the Diamondbacks, we love the Diamondbacks. So I think it gave the entire state something to be proud of.
The 2001 Diamondbacks were the perfect blend of risk, reward, and resilience, which resulted in a ring that will never be forgotten. In Phoenix, Jacob Brooks, Cronkite News.
The Diamondbacks will host their official 25th anniversary celebration night on September 19th against the New York Yankees, where players from the 2001 squad will reunite and throwback jerseys will be given away to fans. More celebrations are in order as the Sun Devil men's basketball team is offering a youth summer camp for the first time in 7 years. The 5-day camp is hosted by the branch's new head coach, Randy Bennett. After a successful 25 seasons, he announced his decision to step down from St. Mary's and bring his knowledge to the desert. The Randy Bennett basketball camp will be located at the Sun Devil Fitness Complex in Tempe. The camp is open to all children K through 8 and will focus on fundamentals, skill development, and how to work with teammates. The camp will run from July 27th to the 31st. Another wild card for tennis history as the Williams sisters reunite for doubles at Wimbledon. Serena and Venus Williams have secured a wild card entry for the women's doubles tournament. This marks their first match together since 2022. Together, the sisters have won 6 titles at the championship in Wimbledon, with a combined total of 14 major doubles titles. Neither athlete is expected to also compete in the singles at this moment. The 2026 Wimbledon Championship will begin on June 29th, with doubles kicking off Wednesday, July 1st. That's it for tonight's Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Jordan Talley. Thank you for joining us. Now back to Harry and Nico at the desk.
Coming up next, Father's Day is just around the corner.
And a new report shows how much Americans are spending on their dads. Find out the staggering number coming up on Cronkite News.
This is where Cronkite can be creative.
When I was younger, there were no engineers around me. So I had to become my own role model. At ASU, I wasn't just learning to be an engineer. I was actually engineering. And graduating, I already had real-world jobs lined up. Before ASU, my goal was to be a strong, confident woman. And when I left, I became a strong, confident engineer.
Welcome back. And a stray cat is the talk of the stage play town today.
To say the very least, the feline took center stage. The cat was next to the actors during the final famous scene of Romeo and Juliet during a ballet rendition in Turkey. The stage company says that this isn't an uncommon with cats walking onto stage, often during their outdoor shows. Even with the actors staying professional while the audience was roaring from laughter, the stage crasher joined the cast for the curtain call. Finally tonight, a new study from the National Retail Foundation shows how much money is going into Father's Day nationwide this year.
And that's right, Harry, and the figure is remarkable. $27.9 billion will be spent this upcoming Father's Day, according to the report, shattering last year's record almost by $4 billion. With an average of $227 spent on things like various gifts and dinner per household, a $29 increase over last year, 77% of consumers are expected to celebrate the holiday.
That's it for tonight's edition of Cronkite News. I'm Harry Kasef.
And I'm Nico Lihaki, and thank you for joining us.